What is going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I am located in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, one of my favorite neighborhoods around Manhattan, and it's a really cool vibe over here. They got a nice architecture, nice alleyways, and a lot of cool local restaurants around here. So made a video here a while ago, but I want to come back and have like an update video to see what's going on around here. You know, there's a lot of icons happening in this neighborhood, so I'm gonna take you guys with me. So without further ado, join me. So I'm here at Sarah Roosevelt Park, which is a park over here that has like a basketball court and a lot of recreational activities, and it kind of borders with Nolita, Little Italy, and then Chinatown's on the other side. But I'm gonna start making my way into some of the streets over there to show you guys what's going on, some of the restaurants, architecture, and some main streets that happens to be in this amazing neighborhood. This is Stanton Street, which is the borderline, the beginning of the Lower East Side. So I'm gonna make a couple of blocks down and then start merging deep inside the neighborhood to see what can I find. So this over here is Allen Street. So I'm probably gonna make a ride over here to see what's going on. The thing about the street is it has like a bike-friendly area. Then it has like a little plaza over here ahead of me. You see the bike-friendly, so it kind of goes all the way around Chinatown area. And there's a couple of rooftop spots, a couple of hotels around here. And this neighborhood is pretty much also known for the nightlife. So like I said, I'll probably do like a block or two around here to see what can I find. Then I'm gonna merge deep into the neighborhood and Ludlow Street, Archer Street, which are kind of like the main streets in this popular neighborhood. Making the detour into the neighborhood, I see Archer Street over there and I see a pizzeria. So you can see what I'm talking about, all the restaurants that happens around here. Got a coffee shop right here. And there's a pizzeria right here that's pretty cool. So, and the nighttime is pretty popular, so I'm gonna walk partly to my right and show you what's happening ahead. The thing about this neighborhood, I feel like a lot of things has changed, you know, especially Chinatown and Lower East Side. Back in the days, it used to be like a really popping neighborhood, but I feel like the pandemic really killed this one. You walk in the streets, you really don't see like much of an activity going on. So as you can see here, it's pretty empty. It just has like a couple of local spots. But this over here looks pretty cool. That's like a little bit of some street art, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty dead, and the thing is today is Friday, so you would expect like in a Friday there would be like more people around here. Like I said, this is only a beginning. I'm walking a couple of streets and I'm probably gonna merge and turn back to see what can I find in the other streets. Then over here it gets more interesting because you can see like the architecture. For some reason I kind of like this gritty vibe over here. So I like this area better because it has like a gritty vibe of architecture over here with the buildings. Something unique. But it's crazy, a lot of things here are changing. I guess they're gonna build like a high-rise building over here. This is Archer Street, then I'm probably gonna make it a Ludlow Street, then I'll probably do a couple of other avenues. We can see people live on top, and then at the bottom they got a couple of business. But I think back in the days, there used to be like more vibes over here. And this neighborhood has changed a lot. Back in the days, there used to be a really huge community of Puerto Ricans living over here. There's still only a few people, but it has gentrified a lot and the prices have skyrocketed over here, so super drastic change. I think the only part that still keeps like a little bit of original vibe is when you head to the waterfront by the East River. That's where they got the high-rise buildings like they call here near the PJs, so that's like the other face, but yep. Pretty much you just see local bars, a couple of restaurants, then you see the old architecture over here, and then they developed this brand new building over here. Then ahead of me is like the main street of the Lower East Side, but this is Delancey Street. And if you go over that way, that would take you to Williamsburg Bridge. That bridge will take you all the way to Brooklyn, a cool neighborhood that's called Williamsburg. And this over here is Delancey Street. You can see it still maintains some of the original vibes over here. So I guess this used to be like a main shopping district in the Lower East Side. I'm looking at some of the shops over there, and it's still got some swag, some of the stores over there. Not sure if it's cheap or expensive, but it looks pretty cool. But then you can see like the mixture of everything, like the old buildings, and then they pop up like new high-rise buildings like this. That building over there is called the Excess Market. Right across the street was the original one, but they developed like a newer version over there. Then if you go underneath, they got like a food hall that is pretty cool too. But I'm gonna walk to the end to show you the little entrance of the bridge. I will take you to one of my favorite neighborhoods in Brooklyn called Williamsburg, and then I'm gonna turn back and merge into some of the other regular streets here to show you what else is going on. This is the original Exodus Market. It used to be here and I never knew about it, but I found out when they developed that new one, which I've been there a few times. There's a couple of restaurants underneath that I've been that's pretty cool. And this neighborhood is served by the F train and the J train subway line. If you ever want to come around here, we got a couple of subway stops that will connect you to other parts of Manhattan and other parts of Brooklyn. Over here is like a newer part of the neighborhood. You can see the new developments going on. Then over here is the subway line, J, Z, F, and M train. I don't think the Z train is in operation. It's always usually the J train. But then you see like they developed some brand new condos over here. And then we got Norfolk Street. And you make a left over here and it's just like a regular street going on, nothing crazy. But I'm gonna walk towards the end to show you the beginning of the bridge and a little bit of what it looks like around the bridge, and then we're just gonna turn back. This is the entrance to the Williamsburg Bridge, and it's a little bit of a sketchy area because you know you share the bike lane, but then they got like these barricades here ahead. But if you don't pay attention, you can literally trip into this barricades. And then you see the beautiful architecture of Lower East Side. So this is where you got to pay attention to the bike lanes and the pedestrian area. One side is for pedestrian, then the other side is for the bike lane. Here's what I'm talking about. This is the bike lane area, and then this is the pedestrian area. It's been years since I crossed this bridge, so I'm not sure if they changed the status of this over here. But I think one day I'm gonna bring my bike and cross it on a bike, because I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'm just crossing a little portion of the bridge to show you what's going on. The thing about this bridge, I don't know if you can hear it. When you're more towards the other side, you share it with the subway line. I think it's either the J and the F train that passes by here, so. But then this is still part of the Lower East Side, all these high-rise buildings. And with that side too. So I'll probably go a little bit more, then I'm gonna turn back, because I noticed Clinton Street is over there and it looks like it's pretty lively. I noticed a lot of restaurants open, so I'm gonna check out the street to see what is going on. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and turn back. And one thing I gotta say that I'm noticing is a lot of heavy traffic jam over there. So think about it, car versus the subway line. I'd rather just hop on the train. I'd rather just hop on the train than being stuck in traffic. That's the reality about New York, too much noise, no matter what type of neighborhood you go. But now let's go and continue exploring the Lower East Side area. So now I'm in Clinton Street. I don't think I walked this side of the street, but it looks pretty cool and lively. So I'm gonna show you what's going on ahead of me. So it seems like they developed like the bike lane over here. And then you can see the fall season colors, the buildings are like well maintained on the top. So a lot of business like jewelry and all that. Then this must be like a nice looking restaurant over here. It's actually like a dumpling spot, soup. Yeah, so this area looks way better than the other areas that I thought it was good, like Ludlow and Orchard. But I'm gonna walk back to East Houston and then merge back and check out another street to see what's going on. So it's like a pretty interesting neighborhood because you can find like a bit of everything. Clinton Street, exotics. Then this must be like a bar area. So I think this is where it happens in the nighttime of the life. And they got a Dominican restaurant over there, and then look at this architecture. It's pretty interesting. I feel like they could do a little bit of a touch up and look better, the building. This keeps going, so it seems like this street is doing pretty well. So maybe they can develop the other streets around this neighborhood in the Lower East Side. There you can see how it's full of a couple of restaurants across the street. And they got like a meat joint, it's called Shorty's, which is pretty good. They got a couple of those brands around the city. Specializes in Philly cheesesteak. Then they got something that's called Square Pizza. Yeah, so this area is actually pretty more interesting than other parts of the neighborhood. So I made it right to Stanton Street. I'm gonna walk up maybe towards the end to see what's going on the other side, and I'll show you like another contrast of the neighborhood. But yeah, just pretty much like old developments going on, but then I see like a mixture of a brand new development ahead of me that I'm gonna show you in a bit. And over here you see what I'm talking about. They developed this brand new apartments that got like a balcony going on over here. Then at the end there should be maybe like a little plaza and apartment complex. And the other side, and in this area you're gonna see a lot of bodegas and delis that serve pretty much sandwich. So neighborhoods like this, you know, spots like this are usually the icon of New York City and different types of bars that you guys go. So this is the other contrast of the Lower East Side, like we call in New York housing projects, or the PJs, which is building like pretty much like a low income. And you see it all over New York City. Then the Lower East Side has it over here. And nothing wrong with it, you know, they always get like a bad reputation of the type of people that live in buildings like this. But a lot of famous artists from New York City who made it really big, they come out of buildings like this throughout all over New York City. So, but yeah, just showing you another side of the Lower East Side. But now we're gonna continue exploring other parts of the neighborhood. So now I'm just gonna make it back into another of the streets over there to see what's going on in this neighborhood. I'm heading back in Stanton Street. So I'm gonna walk forward and probably see if I see another street that's pretty interesting, then I'll merge to see what's going on. One thing is that since the clock went back, it gets dark pretty early, so I probably got like 20 more minutes before it gets dark, so I better rush and hurry up with the video. So I'm gonna make it back to Houston Street and show you an icon right by Ludlow Street, which I ate there like a couple of months ago. It's called Katz. That's like the iconic restaurant or pastrami shop over here. But I think there's a lot of local spots that are the same or even better. But just because it's pretty famous, that one, so a lot of tourists, they come over this one. But I'm gonna walk ahead and show you guys the other side. So we are back again in Houston Street. Don't get it twisted, it types the same way as the city in Texas, but it's pronounced different. So I noticed here in the corner by Norfolk Street, they got like a diner, then a couple of high-rise buildings over here. So they still have diners here in New York, you know. So one day I'm gonna start exploring every single diner they got in the city. They got them throughout the boroughs. This one looks pretty cool. And I'm a fan of the food in the diner. So this is the iconic pastrami shop, Katz. And little by little, they open another brand in Brooklyn. I'm not sure if they open another brand, but this one is the original one and super famous. But one thing I gotta tell you, like in New York City, they got like tons of pastrami shops, you know, and some of them they're like local, even in the bodegas you can find them. So, but I guess, you know, just for the touristy area, a lot of people, they come to this one just to get the experience. But I went there and it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad, you know. It's a little pricey, but it's a huge portion of sandwich, so it's good to share with 2 or 3 people. So over here is Ludlow Street, which is a pretty nice looking street around the Lower East Side. And you can see the nice architecture over here. You know, with the buildings, like I say, there's not really much activity going on, but it's still pretty cool to be walking around and exploring to see what's happening. And I gotta say, my enemy right now is the daylight. It's getting dark like super fast right now. So that's one thing I don't like about November and December. I don't mind the cold weather, but what I hate is when it gets dark pretty early. So trying to rush to capture whatever I can and show you what's happening ahead of me. So the Lower East Side goes all the way to Canal Street. And then over there, you know, it borders with Chinatown. So we're probably gonna walk towards that way to see what else is going on, and then I'll just wrap up the video. And we got a couple of spots here, a couple of restaurant joints. Got a bar here if you're into that. And I think this is like a Belgian French fry spot. Wow, this is pretty dope, the area. We're back again at Delancey Street, and there's a mural that I want to show you guys on the other side. Once the light turns green for me to cross, I'll show you what's going on the other side. But you can see heavy traffic jam because rush hour is starting to pile up. It's literally like 4:30, and you can see, look, how dark it's starting to get. Pretty crazy, but that's how it is here, you know, every single year. And this is the mural right here. It looks pretty cool, Lower East Side. And that's one thing I like about New York, all the varieties of street art that you can see in no matter what neighborhood you go. This street is pretty cool, you know, with the opposites of the restaurants. And you can start seeing the sunset, how it starts falling down. So I'm just walking around here to see what's going on. Outdoor dining is still going on. That was something that came out during the pandemic then. This is a Filipino joint right here. It's pretty interesting. But yeah. And we're back again at Archer Street. And they got like a barricade ahead, so I guess I'm trying to make this entrance like pedestrian friendly. And look, there's like more activities going on over here. This area looks pretty cool with the outdoor dining, but like I said, the weather's getting cold, but it got this thing here that keeps it nice and warm, you know, when the weather gets brutal. But I don't know how is it gonna handle when it drops below single digits and stuff like that. But yeah, looking at all of this, it makes me miss the summertime, you know, or the spring season. The summertime can get pretty brutally hot, but you know, that's how it is. We get to see the 4 seasons here. And I tell you, the thing about this neighborhood, you just gotta walk around and explore. You know, it's like every single street is pretty worth to explore. I think everywhere you look, there's something pretty interesting going on. This is another cool street called Grand Street, which goes deep in Chinatown. And Chinatown is over that way. But we're gonna walk forward and make it to Canal Street, and then we'll probably wrap up the video over there. The street keeps going. You can see how dark it's getting here. Then there's a pizzeria over here. Every time I walk by here, there's always like a lot of people queuing up to get a slice. So usually when you see a lot of people, that means it's a good spot. So maybe one day I'll go and try a slice of that pizza to see what's the hype about. And this over here is Canal Street. This is the other part of Canal Street. You can see the beautiful architecture. So this is where the Lower East Side be ending. And then the thing is, a lot of people, when they cover Canal Street, they usually cover the other side, well, Mulberry and Mott Street. But this here is more like a local vibe, which I like it better than the other side. You just get like a beautiful architecture like this, and a couple of restaurants on the other side. And it keeps going over here, then they shut down the street, and it turns mostly like pedestrian friendly. I think Chinatown should be in my right hand. You can see the signs of Chinatown, and this is the Lower East Side. But a pretty nice vibe over here, and they got the outdoor dining in the street. And it'll be nice if New York starts implementing some of the streets and turning more into pedestrian friendly, because I think that helps out a lot with the business and economy around some of the neighborhoods around here. But yeah, that was the end of my video exploring the Lower East Side. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.